Hello everyone and welcome to Katy G TV. I'm Katy Goshtaspi. I am a change and branding expert. This is episode 4 where we're going to be talking about natural talents. I'm talking about what is that thing you do every day that comes supernaturally easily to you. Like you wake up and you do it so easily that you assume that the rest of us does it that easily. But guess what? We don't. That's what your natural strength and your talent is, and it's critically important for you to find it. So let me give you an example from my own life. My first career, I was a lawyer. I was a really good securities lawyer. I was not a very happy securities lawyer. Like there were mornings where I was like, can't get out of bed. I just never understood my purpose and what I was doing that fulfilled some real desire of me to be of service to the world. That was not the right occupation for me because I wasn't using my natural strengths and my talents. So I took a course on natural strengths, which is part of what we teach now, and I really came to understand I was really good at something I never thought about in all those years as an adult. So the question always is, what's that one thing you do when you get up in the morning that you do so naturally that you don't even think about it? It's like breathing, and you assume, hey, everyone else out there must do it that well too. And so when they asked me this question, I said, well, I get up in the morning and my favorite thing to do is to get dressed. I love to go in my closet and see all these colors and fabrics and textures and pick something to wear. And everybody in this class erupted and they said, what an awful thing to get dressed in the morning. And I was reeling, my friends, from the shock of people saying that. I'm like, don't you all love to get dressed in the morning? And I found out, guess what? No one did in that room. That was what started this for me, that I really loved that component of my brand. Now, am I a stylist today? No, I didn't go down that road. That was not the rest of my purpose. But that's what set off my natural talent. And even today, getting dressed for me is very exciting, and I really use it as a vehicle to amp up my energy and really get my self-confidence up and my stress low, which we talked about in the last episode. So I come across really well, and that actually garners me positive attention, and that allows me to be of service to people. And here's a client example if you still want another example. I have a client, financial advisor, very successful, and her entire focus was about money and women and how those two go together. Before we could message that message out for her to entice people to listen to her and follow her brand, we had to figure out why that was so appealing to her. And we come to find out that the notion of money was very important because she had spent very many mornings reading the financial papers with her father when she was a young girl of like 10 or so. And that formed her whole understanding of why finances were so important for women. And it became part of her natural strength combined with her compassion and her stellar communication ability to relay that information to women so that they could have more joy around their money. So combining her natural strength with what she did really made her a very powerful, strong messenger of her natural talent and her purpose. What does all this mean for you? Stop and consider, what is that one thing you do that you do so naturally from the time you get up to the time you go to bed, that you don't even think about it? Literally, it's like breathing, okay? The only way you could figure it out is by listening to what I'm telling you to do or plugging your nose and holding your breath, right? We don't want you to do that, but stop and think about it. It could be as simple as mine was, getting dressed in the morning. I never stopped to think about why it was everybody was always asking me for fashion advice. I could have cared less. I was a lawyer until I stopped to think about it, and here we are a decade later in my new career, right? So what is that one thing you do? Really spend some time playing with it. Don't get frustrated, but make a list of all the things you do during the day and then give them a ranking of how fun they are versus how boring they are for you. That'll get you going and get you really good running starts. Find your natural strength, find your purpose, let it define your brand, and watch the change that happens. And until next time, Katy G out.